Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it is Tuesday. It's April 26th. It's our chart lesson for the day, and we just had a range day today. You can see the overnight highs, the overnight lows were here, and we had a couple of failed breaks lower, and that's really all we had for the week. By the end of the day, I would have actually had this right here. Um, that turns out to be your low where you get the most touches with the most closes. And also, we had a couple of failed breaks lower today. Really only one during regular trading hours for the most part. But yeah, just a range day. Easy. This was really an easy day. Relatively easy to find trades, that kind of thing. All of the trends were straightforward, and so fairly easy day. Uh, some pretty good moves here. I like these kind of days. They're relatively predictable, so not very not very difficult days to trade. So anyway, let's back out, talk about the trades, and go from there. First trade I saw was just at the 7 o'clock hour. Notice that we got one leg down, pull back, the second leg down that bounced at that double bottom, but you got a little channel working down. We actually had an overshoot here, and then that quickly led to a break. And um, notice that you got a new low, pull back first entry, pull back second entry. So that's a second entry short just after the break of the trend line when we're looking for a test of these lows. And nice bearish bar on that second entry. It's also a double top, really a triple top. You could almost call this a double top, so a double test area. Draw my line so it's easy for others to see it. You can see that right across there. Uh, Quick, easy move down. And then guess what? We find support here where we've been finding it, and you get a little failed break lower. Nice little reversal type bar. A lot of times you can catch the low of the day of those, so I like trying to catch them. Wasn't the low of the day, but you caught the low here, and you figure you can ride it back up. Your first target's probably going to be right here, but if you go on through there, this would be your next target. And if you get through that, then you want a measured leg like this one here. We didn't ever get that today. I'm not even going to waste my time drawing it, but you would draw your high to low here and drag it over to here, and wherever that target was would be up here. Probably another couple points higher than would be the difference between here and here, or here and here anyway. But that was a quick move down, and then we get the failed break lower. Nice entry. Unless you used a limit order here, even if you use a limit order, you got to take a little heat on this one. A lot of times you don't take any heat, and these just take off, and you catch runners, and they turn out to be really good trades. Of course, you would have got a runner on this as well, but you might have used a limit order here. But I just like using a stop on those trades. And then notice the new low, first entry, pull back second entry, and there's a failed second entry short. It pulls back, tests the trend line once again, tests the EMA, and goes higher. Just go long there. And this is really a double bottom, so you could count this as a failed second entry short as well. Um, but it's the first break of the trend line, then you get a nice bearish bar, and you figure prices are going to here at least. And that's where they go to. And then you get a trap up here. Notice this little double top, and these matching highs right here, and you get that little break higher, and it fails instantly and turns down. You got enough room to get out before the EMA. I love those trades. Actually, your runner would have been safe here, and you could have ridden it all the way down to the other side. This would have been my first target, but look how we just moved right through there. You know we're going lower. And so then your next target is the overnight low here, and we actually went a little bit lower than that. So you could have ridden this all the way down. If you exited within a tick of this previous low, you'd have been out within a couple of points of the low for the day. Then you get a failed second entry long. Notice the new high. You're moving down, first entry, pull back second entry. That's two legs down, failed second entry long. That's a perfect little trap. It's a retest of the EMA. And this thing, just the bottom falls out of it again. So again, you can easily catch runners on this. And then we finally get a break here and a move to a new low. We weren't quite down to the overnight low, I don't think yet. Yeah, we might have touched that. So, but this was a double test. You got a double top and you came back and tested it. Made a little lower high by a tick. Got a little small bar. I like that for pushing back down and testing again. I don't think you want to risk any other lows. There's a second entry short there, but that's more sideways than anything. Yeah, it's actually a little lower low here, but you could still count that as a two-legged move back up. But you don't want to take that. It's more sideways than anything. But then you get that failed break lower, a nice reversal bar. Again, you're a little ways from the EMA, enough to scalp out. And if you caught this one, your runners would have been good. We didn't get all the way to the top on this one, but all you got to do is follow your trend line rules. And you get a break here, two legs up to a new high. So it tells you when to exit the whole bit. So you would have known to exit after we started turning down here. But you get another chance to enter. There's a double top. There's a second entry long right here if you count off the high. But that's a horrible signal bar. But when you get that little failed push lower in this bullish bar, you got them trapped. Just go long right there. And you know you're going to push up to a new high. And generally you got to be careful about that resistance working right across there. But with that trap, I kind of like that one. And you know you're going to push to try to make a new high. And you figure we may even go all the way up to here. So it doesn't turn out to be the case. We only get to the next resistance area, which is right in there. But pretty good trade. And you would have had a runner here as well. And then this is almost a perfect repeat pattern of that. You got your trend line working up, you get your break, you move to a new high, and you get those matching highs, and it ticks one tick higher and then turns down instantly. Just go short there, trying to at least get a scalp out of it. But again, it just keeps going lower. So you could have ridden it all the way back down to this low again. And again, you get the failed second entry long. Notice the new high, pull back first entry, pull back. You get a second entry long, and it turns down, goes short right there. It's tempting to actually go long there. And if you did, it would have worked. But with no break of that trend line and the fact that we didn't get back up to those highs, I was afraid we may try to make a measured leg down like so. So I don't think you want to go long here. When you get the double test rule and a failed second entry short, then I like going long. And this one could almost be blue. But notice your low, pull back first entry, pull back second entry. It's two-legged pull back to the EMA. But you've already had your break, and you're finding support here. So when it bounced again, I made this one green simply because there's some reasons to be worried about it. It's fairly close to the EMA. We could try to get a trap here and go lower, but there's enough reasons to go long. Again, it's almost close to being blue. It's right there at the borderline. I could have easily made that one blue, but I'll leave it for green for now. It's still just slightly aggressive, but notice the new low. Pull back first entry, pull back second entry. You get a second entry short, testing that previous double top right there. A little one tick higher, nice reversal bar. I like that for a short. And then it comes back, and you can see that there's a little, it actually started a little further to the left there, but you can see that resistance across there. We tested again, and turns down. Look how bearish that bar is. It's a huge bar. You might want to use a lemon order. It would have come back and filled you all the way back to maybe a couple of ticks into this bar, and then it turns down again. And it's tempting to go short right there. I guess you really could go short. There's still enough room to get out, I think, but it's after 2 o'clock, so I didn't mark it, and it's just not worth risking a trade that late in the day after 2 o'clock. I mean, this one's pushing it, but because of the setup and where it's at and the whole 9 yards there, and the fact that we're going sideways and we're in a range, and this is coming off the top in that bearish after testing it. That's like the double. You made a double top and then you double tested it, so it's worth taking. So, and that was it for today. Relatively easy day. Still a lot of trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 regular trades and a green one. And you probably could argue for a couple other green ones in there if you really wanted to. But those are the trades I saw that were worth risking, that fit our rules, that I'd be willing to take during the day. So, but not much else we can say about today. So I'm just not going to drag this out. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Um, Hope you had a good trade today. Somebody did ask me, they didn't quite understand what a swing low or a swing high was. When prices are moving and they correct, all these little moves in here are swings. This is a swing down, then a little swing up, move down, swing up, swing down. And so if you're trending down, this is kind of a different day because these aren't very big swings. But this correction is just a little swing up, and so the high of that is going to be your signal bar. And here's another swing up, and that's the high of it. That's your signal bar right there. And this is your signal bar here. And when you're coming down, this is a swing high. Pull back. This is a swing high, and this is your signal bar. So here's one coming down. That's a swing. Then you got to move down. This is a leg. This whole move down right here is a leg. This whole thing is one leg, but there's lots of swings within that bigger leg. I mean, this all just repeats on larger patterns. If you went to a bigger chart, this whole thing from here to here may be one leg down, one swing. And so we're moving down. You get a swing correction here. That's the high. And you're moving down. You get a swing correction. That's the high. Move down, there's a little swing correction right there. So for the person that asked about swings, that's pretty basic part of just trading and price charts and price action. Some people may call them something different, but these are all, like, this is one leg down, pull back, and then another leg. If you really look, there's two legs in there. There's a move up, pull back, another move up. Those are just two legs, one big leg, but there's a couple of legs in that bigger leg if you really want to narrow it down to a different level. So I hope that was helpful for that person. And I believe that was all we were going to talk about today. So I'm going to wrap it up. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow. This is Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.